This episode is powered by Safety FM.
Welcome to the Safety Consultant Podcast. I am your host, Sheldon Primus. This is the show where I teach you the business of being a safety consultant. And I switched it up on you, didn't I? This time I actually did not play my normal Bruce Lee, which is actually a song that I wrote. This is a song that I wrote now. Actually, I wrote this one about a year ago. So I decided I've got so many songs that I've done in producing. Let's go ahead and throw one in for my guest today. And this is going to be construction engineer Taha Khalil. Taha, or TK. TK was very, very gracious to be on the show today. We did this interview a couple of weeks back, and I got to know him. He is an accredited consultant engineer by the Saudi Council of Engineers, and he has more than 25 years in management of safety and health. So he is actually one of the people in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia who does what I do. So we had a wonderful time talking about safety consulting and everything that goes with it. And truly, you're going to just love this episode, the way that we mixed everything up. It was a fun episode for me to do. And I want to thank TK for taking the time. We had to kind of work around a little bit with our scheduling and everything else, which is, par for the course. But truly had a good conversation with him. He told me a little bit about starting in the field. I told him my theory on engineers, which is kind of funny. I always call them a quirky bunch. Then also we talked a little bit about safety and health in general and how it benefits an organization. We went even more about, as a safety professional that is a consultant, here are some of the things or tips for you, or things to remember, even how he gets his clients and keeps his clientele up. And truly, the company that TK has, what you would have to do, you'll have to go ahead and look it up. But his company is Safety and Health Environmental Action Center, SHEAC. And SHEAC has been working in the Saudi Arabia area for quite some time. He's just talking about clients. He's got an amazing amount of clients on his list, as well as companies that he's worked with for training and consulting. So it's pretty cool. You have to go to SHEAC/SA.com. So that's SHEAC/SA.com. So we'll use the little hyphen one instead of slash, because that can mean backslash. So hyphen is what I mean in there. So that is SHEAC-SA.com. And that's where you're going to find TK's website and be able to get a hold of him as well. And it has just been my honor to have talked to TK and got a good understanding about his business and got to meet him. And it was wonderful. So without any further ado, enjoy the episode. I'll see you right after.
First of all, thank you very much, Sheldon, for having me here. I mean, I really appreciate, this opportunity to be, among a veteran consultant like you. My name is Consultant Engineer Taha Khalil, and people, in short, they call me TK. I'm CEO of a company called SHEAC Safety Consultancy in Saudi Arabia. Very simply, we help companies who wants to improve their safety systems and the standards by, giving them all the tools they need. So we help companies who are struggling to keep their employee engaged, or their staff not fully, in the wavelength, by training them, by providing them the tools to engage the employees. At the same time, comply and meet their legal compliance. The legal compliance in Saudi Arabia is in the recent years are, devolving and evolving. So, there's so many companies coming for that. but by that, we use so many kind of tools. We do trainings, we do consultancy, things like ISO 45001, all those kind of stuff, or 18001. We do auditing, we do staff things, training. We do, we try to implement the latest safety standards. By that, we help them to have, number one, a safe employees.
Yeah.
And of course, helping them also increase their profitability and decrease, the losses due to accidents.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is in a nutshell about SHEAC Safety Consultancy. We've been doing a business since 2007. So I don't know how many years now. Is it almost, yeah, almost 15 years and more. Yeah.
Yes.
But I've been in this field since I graduated from university as a safety professional practitioner for more than 25 years now. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell us how you got into that? How did you get into becoming into safety?
How do I get to safety? Yeah.
Yeah.
I graduated basically as a mechanical engineer, and my first job was in one of the Aramco subsidiaries in Mobil, joint venture between Mobil and Aramco here, as a safety inspector, mechanical inspection. So that was my first job, my first exposure to safety. And then I joined Unilever as one of the multinational companies worldwide, as an engineer, as a mechanical engineer, and that was my another exposure with safety. And I found it very good because something clicked with me, and I like it. And because there is a people aspect, there is engineering aspects, so many aspects there. And I was maybe lucky because when I started while they were building so many of the factories here, and so it was an experience, to be when you see something created, from the desert, that you can see a factory, going on, and you've been involved in engineering side and in the safety sides with contractors, with workers, with employees. So that was the trigger, and I then it started my journey.
Yeah.
This is it. I mean, and simply, since then I've been doing safety.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at all your videos. You were with YouTube early, doing safety videos. Well, not very early. I mean, maybe 2 or 3 years back. I'm trying. For me, safety is not only just a job. Yeah. It's a mission in life. It's something that I love, something that I have a passion for. And so I try to preach that, the safety systems or the safety knowledge or the safety practice was not so developed like, in the States or in the European countries. So I tried to be the preacher of that, of the safety in my country. Yes.
And I found probably, the easier way could be, the social media. So I joined the social media, probably it was in the beginning Facebook.
Yes.
And then developed a little bit to become, WhatsApp, and then YouTube. It's gradually LinkedIn. So gradually, trying to be with the audience wherever they are.
Yeah.
And trying to send very simple message. That's the challenge. We are we techies. Yeah. We techies always, love to show our muscle in the technicality.
Yes.
But I try to talk to the layman, and I try to make the message very simple, so it can reach as many people as we have. So I mean, it's not only a work; it's more of a mission. It's more of a passion. It's something I love to do. Yeah,
Yeah, I could
love to
tell.
do more. Yeah, I really love to do the direct contacts with the people there. Yeah, going to the companies, going to the people. But since the COVID, we're trying. There's some limitations. So the online and the virtual platforms was one of the alternatives. So far, it's going on. So hopefully,
good.
But there's nothing like. Honestly, Sheldon, like being face to face with with the people and talking to them, and there the magic starts. Yeah,
absolutely. There's a give and play, and you really could feel the energy in the room at times. And
correct. It's all about the energy. Yeah, I mean you said the correct word. It's all about the energy.
Yep.
I try always to keep the energy high. And. Well, but so far it's going well. Yeah, far it's going well.
I listened to your story, and when my old field, I used to work for the state of Florida, a special district of the state of Florida that would deal with water, wastewater treatment is what it was.
Excellent.
And from time to time, I'd always come in contact with engineers. And I've always found the engineers to be a quirky bunch. Yeah.
To a certain level, they are, yeah.
Yeah, because they love absolutes. They like to deal with absolutes. Normally, they deal with, they like to work their formulas and do the checks and double checks. And truly, it's such a logical field that sometimes they don't seem to come off, or should say, when you meet them, it seems like they're almost standoffish is the way I would say with engineers. They didn't have, and this is general, obviously, not every engineer, but they didn't really have the people skills. But when I see engineers that have that, and I see the people skills and the engineering together, anytime I've seen that in my career, I've always seen that person as being like magical. It's like you've got the best of both worlds. You understand people, they like you, and you understand technical stuff, and it's amazing. So I've seen that with you.
Correct, Sheldon. That's correct. I mean, majority of the technical people, they lack that kind of the people skills, and this is very important. You have to be, open to the people, talk to the people, because at the end we are managing people. We're talking to people. It's not only those. They are not machines.
Yes.
You're talking to emotions. You're talking to rationals. And believe me, that's the most difficult thing, changing the mindset. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I the same thing, goes with you. I mean, likewise, I've seen so many of your videos, and I can feel the click. I can feel that, your magic is there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. When you start with the water treatment plant, you have everything there. Everything is there. Yeah.
Yes, I like that because truly my experience came because of, like you're saying, everything's there. You could see it all, and you're doing construction, you're doing general industry, you're doing lab work, you're doing so many different things, and it kind of reminds me of.
And you have all type of hazards, you have all type of people. Yeah.
Yeah, and it reminds me of oil and gas too. They've got the same kind of a bunch of different things that they're doing at the same time. Depends on extraction and refinery, but they're still doing a whole bunch of things at once, and it really kind of that in itself has a nice little feel to it. And then if you go at this right, you are also going to be learning such experiences that you could take and become a consultant like what you did.
And I think you have also something very unique you'd experience, because you have the environmental aspects and you have the safety aspects. Yeah.
Yes.
So both together, and they work together, they click together. They, it goes together. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays all those systems are integrated. Safety, environment, mostly going together. Mm-hmm. So when you work on those kind, of water treatment and water industry, you get to do both. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was there last year. I was doing a 2 weeks risk assessment workshop in Jeddah and Riyadh in some of the mega projects of water treatment plants, and with a bunch of engineers. So I could see, the difficulties and the challenge they're having.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's very important industry, and people underestimate about, the importance of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a thought that just came, and for your business, when you decided to go ahead and go full time, how did you attract your first set of clients?
I'll tell you the story. I mean, I was working in Dubai between 2003 and 2006. And at that time, I was doing my MBA. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going and coming to UK. And I thought, maybe there is an opportunity there. Yeah. And I didn't want to work anymore as an employee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, I have some money that can, I have all the basic things in life, at that time. So why don't you, I try to do my passion, go for something that I love to do. Yeah. Enough doing things for others. So let me do something that I love, maybe helping more people. Because if I would just continue working for the corporates, I will just be, helping one company. Mm-hmm. So I thought maybe at that time, why not try, it was a green field at that time. Yeah. Why not, trying to go the extra mile and try to be more with more people. And it worked.
Yeah.
There was a challenge for sure. I mean, it's not that easy to start because, as a startup business, there's no payroll at the end of the day.
Yeah. You are the payroll.
Payroll. I don't know. I mean, time passes, by the way, Sheldon, yeah? Mm-hmm. I mean, now it's been, so many of I encourage people to go for, if they can't do it, why not? But I always encourage them to start, gradually. Maybe they can start in parallel. Not to do like my, I just jumped into the air directly.
No parachute.
No parachute. But I had some savings that, could take me for a year or whatever. So I tried it and, here I am.
Yeah.
15 years. I cannot imagine going back, to the corporate, anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. I tell people all the time I'm unemployable.
Well, that's it. Unemployable. I'm unemployable.
Yeah. Just because I like it. Because for me, the ebb and flow of your day is generally, you could start any time unless you had, certain projects that you need to adjust. But there's some days where you could start your day at any time. And you could work your way into doing things as opposed to having pressure from the time you come on the site or you clock in, if you do that, to the time you clock out. You actually can maximize when your body tells you I could do more now or I need a break now. So basically, if your body's telling you I could do more now, you could get more production, even though it's in a short spurt. But then when your body says, I need a break, you could take that break.
That's part of the advantages that we have. Mm-hmm. For sure. You own your time. But there's other things, we work more, we do more hours, than,
yes.
We work more hours. I work, on average, I work 12 hours per day, that's not good, but, time passes and I love doing, what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. It's up to me. I will continue doing it. But,
yes.
My wife is there waiting for me, so I have to go home.
Yes. The spouses are always there to say, all right, honey, it's been enough time. Let's close the laptop. Let's just go ahead and take dinner without thinking about business.
I'm sure we have the same concern, all of us. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a balancing act, and it's really one of the things that you have to, you'll get with time. You'll learn what your balance is. There's never, for me, I know for what I'm hearing of you and seeing of you, you're a systems person. you like the systems aspect, and you could see systems well. So I'm also the same way, where I know for me, there's a system in my job. There's a system I do when I take on clients. But then there's a management system that I'd like to teach my students whenever it comes to the point of you're working in a business. You want to be as valuable to that person in the safety department as the finance department is valuable, or manufacturing or quality control. You want safety to be thought of as that same level. And
I mean, that's the main message, and that's the main challenge that I see in most of the companies, especially in this part of the world. Still, safety is not treated in parity with other aspects of the business, like production or quality, whatever. And that's what we're trying to push. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So far, it's not only about, the legal requirements, but, it's you changing the behavior, changing the mindset, trying to raise the awareness of the public. And that is developing very fast, I would say. Yeah.
Good. For those, and I do have an international audience, so they're all over the globe. So when I did an interview with Nibash, that was really well received, because a lot of people in my international audience knows about Nibash, and they understand Nibash. So talking to DR was wonderful, and I've been trying to make a concerted effort to help my international audience more than just on the U.S. brace like me. So when I'm talking to you and I'm thinking about Saudi Arabia, what's the safety climate right now? You said it's developing. Is it developing quicker or slower, or what's it like now?
In the last, I would say 5 years, there is a lot of new regulations. That's very important. We didn't have those clear regulations. We didn't have the safety practitioners classifications. There's a new kind of government push towards, having a safety practitioner and safety coordinators in each of the companies. Oh. So there's a lot of development, which are positive development. So there is more shade, there's more support. And I would say, there's a good results. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're still lacking some of the things, but, so many of the people are lobbying and working towards having very soon, probably, a safety act like the OSHA Act or the 1974 Act in UK. Yeah. Because still safety, managed by so many government departments, but it is coming. It is in the way. And I would say, it was here, now it is here. So the curve is going up, and that's very, very glad. That's very good. I'm very happy, that I've seen it coming in my life. Yeah. So very simply, that means, the number of people injured or losing their jobs or losing their life is going down. Very simply, yeah. Yes. And that's something we all as a safety practitioner love. So there is a development, and still the journey is going on, and when there is learning curves, we're going and coming. Probably, with the COVID, there are so many delays a little bit, but I'm sure it will continue. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
that's good. I seen that, and I didn't know a whole bunch about the UK standard. I did interview someone from Scotland, and he gave me Blair Boyd. His organization is IOSH. That he was his chapter is the Scotland chapter of that, and he was telling me a little bit about some of the regulations that was driving UK. I know for OSHA, we in the US, when there's a Republican in office, as far as for politics, OSHA actually goes into compliance assistance mode, not too much compliance enforcement. But whenever there's a Democrat in office, they switch into compliance enforcement rule. And it's the way it has been ever since OSHA was an entity since 1971. So truly. But,
the fact is, when you see, the number of fatalities in the 71 and you see it maybe in the 20 and this era, and there's a lot of improvement. And I saw the figures. I said, wow.
A lot of improvement.
It's a lot of improvement. Yeah.
Yep.
And but it takes time.
Yes.
It's not like that. It's a push button that you change things. It takes time.
Yeah.
It's an evolution. It takes time. Yeah.
Do you find that as a good driver for you? Like when there is some more government pushes for compliance, does that push you?
Of course. I mean, at least the decision makers will take safety as one of the aspects. And at the end of the day, businesses they think about not paying fines.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is the stick that we use normally. The legal requirements. Yeah. So yes, it is a good thing, and we want to have more. In fact, yeah.
Yes. It helps. It helps for the business, but then it also helps protect people. So it's a win-win.
It's a win-win. I would agree. It's a win-win. Yeah. It's a win-win, and the ultimate result, is more people going home safe at the end of the day to their families. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also it will raise the standard. It will raise the standard and the quality, even not only the quality of the quality of the products. It will improve the safety standards. It will improve the even the profitability. It is a good thing, as you said, Sheldon. It is a win-win situation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if we want to be in a world-class industries, we have to act like the world-class industries.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I'm glad things are, developing the right way. Yeah.
That's true.
What we need is more of raising the awareness, raising the especially among the youngsters, and the public safety, and public and health safety.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that could be done in so many ways, but people like us, also have a role in that, at least a small role.
Yeah. On the business end, as the consulting side, I noticed that on your website and a few other of your promotions that you have are really good. I mean, getting a free assessment for your safety system is a way to get email and be able to continue the conversation with the potential client in a different way. I do that as well. And I see that more and more, if you're becoming a consultant, you end up having to do some more internet advertising. You might end up having to do Facebook ads or LinkedIn ads, or in some cases, you may end up having to have a podcast or something like I do. But I noticed that for you.
We are learning, we are learning from veterans like you, in this field. I mean, we have to admit we are not to that level, but, we're trying to spread the message as much as we can, systematically, as you said, putting a system. And so far it's going on, and we are learning also. We are learning from from our peers and our colleagues.
Yeah.
Abroad. Yeah. I think it's very important. I mean, having the podcast and having the interviews, this also will help a lot in promoting our field. People don't know exactly this kind of occupation,
Yes.
as a consultancy.
Yep. And I'm learning from you too.
What are the consultants doing?
They're just hanging out. Yeah. I was looking at some of your YouTube videos, and even the way that you do your screenshot to catch people's attention. The I forget what they call it, but the thumbnail picture where you're either back it up or you got the hand on the chin or.
Well, let me have a secret. My daughter helped me sometimes,
Yeah.
I'm not that, geek and those kind of stuff, but trying to learn. I've attended some kind of training and things like that in video making and trainings or whatever. But those youngsters, they are more clever and more.
They're really good.
Yeah, they're very good. So I get the help from them, and I have good assistants as well. They are helping me.
Good.
But I just go and try and shoot, and some other people, they will help me in doing all those kind of stuff.
Yeah, awesome. How big is SHEAC now as far as a company?
We are still in the small businesses section. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we are happy. We don't want to. We are growing, gradually. We do a lot of works. We have enough work in our plates. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank God. Also, even during the COVID, we had a work. As long as there is no lockdown, we can do a work. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
We have been affected in the beginning of 2000 when there was a lockdown. Of course, that was affected not only us, affected the whole business.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for I think 3-4 months there was stagnation in the market.
Yeah.
But since lifting the lockdown, we're back to business, and so far it's going well. Yeah. What we're trying, 2000 was a bit of challenging year for not only all the small businesses. It was a challenging, but now things are going smoothly, and I would say, the way of vaccination and things like that's going fantastically amazing in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
We hope things will, yeah.
So more people are getting it?
The life will go back to normal, yeah.
There's a lot of people getting their vaccines?
Yes, I I was amazed yesterday, I think around 5 million people got the vaccines from more than 20 million. So the rate is very good. Yeah.
Wow, good. Yeah, my wife and I just got our first dose of the Pfizer, and tomorrow my daughter will be getting her Johnson & Johnson dose. So we're very hopeful that is going to help bring some sort of semblance of order, if you would, get us back
this is
to normalcy.
Something also we are pushing for. As a safety practitioners and the safety groups, we are always trying to promote that, among the public.
Yeah.
Trying to push and convince more of the people to go and take their vaccinations. And it's good. And I tell them, look, I have taken it. Nothing is, only one day, and after that, everything is okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we're encouraging people to go, yeah. And I would say, the way the government are organized, and it's very excellent, amazing. Can you imagine? It took me 5 minutes, yeah, just to take it. There is an application. I go and register the application. I come with my timing. I show them the registration. I go directly. Some people are waiting for me. Take it. Wait. It took me. It's amazing. The way they organize it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I took even my daughters that day, and in 5 minutes they finished it.
Wow.
So amazing work. Really amazing work. Yeah.
That's good. For us, it was the same. It was very quick going in and out. And I'm honestly, truly looking at, I know they're not going to call it a vaccine passport domestically for any country, but if you're traveling, I would say that there's going to be looking for some sort of proof of vaccination in different countries.
For sure. That is coming.
Yeah.
That is coming.
And that will help you as an international businessman too, because now you get the vaccine and you have to go to a different country. That's going to help you with your business.
Let's hope to. We just want to go for travel and have a leisure first. I have been traveling a lot abroad, in the past years, and this year and the last year we couldn't travel abroad. So let's hope, yeah.
Yeah, it was a little break.
There is still. I think they will lift the ban for traveling after 1 month. So let's see. Let's hope things will go. But I'm sure. It will take to the end of the year for sure.
I had a question on as far as your, how do you now go get more clients? Because your client list is outrageous. I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at this list of, who's who in any companies in global.
You'll be surprised. The main source of marketing or lead generation for us is more by references. Still, the old way. We don't get much from LinkedIn, all those, still it's more about the connections, more about networking. Yeah. It's more about the old ways. The old ways are still working, the repetition in the market.
Yeah.
We are not going for mass marketing. We are going for niche marketing now because, we don't have capabilities to serve all. However, still, the one of the major ways for us is more of networking and the referrals that we get from happy customers.
Yeah, that's good.
We tried so many of the ways. I mean, Google advertisement, Facebook advertisement, but still the old ways always work. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do that too with, I do have a consulting course, and the course I tell the students, I said, try to get 3 to 4 times a relationship for every client. That means you may train for them one time, or you may do a safety walkthrough for them one time. If you could get a referral, that's another way that this one client advanced your business. If you could come back a second year and do another audit or another training, that's going to be a third way. And then for a fourth way, maybe there's some other way that this client can then lead you to someone else, or they could have you come back for another type of service. But I say, instead of trying to find 4 new clients, work the one client, make them happy, give them what they need, supply what they are looking for, and then they'll have you back. And that's,
I mean, that is for sure. And I can say it by experience. That's still working, and still one of the majority of our customers, we get them through that,
Me too.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of work with cities and counties, and once I work with the cities and counties, it's almost like I'm in their system to call once a year. They keep calling back and say, hey, Sheldon, we need you.
This is correct. I mean, this is the same thing for me. The repetitive customers, always there. The repetitive customers. Once you have that kind of trust with them, they will come back to you. Yeah. Because they know that, he is a quality man, somebody we can trust. He has done a great job for me, and always go the extra mile with the clients. Give them, support, even if there is no real work. Give them a support. Yeah, try to be. When I work with the clients, I always imagine myself not only as a customer or client. No, I as one of their teams. And try to be in their, in their position. Always give them the support. Always going, the extra mile with them. This is very, very important to keep the long-term relationship, and to keep, kind of, the repetitive jobs as well. Yeah.
Yeah. You are based in Saudi Arabia, correct?
I am based in Saudi Arabia, yeah.
Were you born and raised there as well, or were you?
Yeah, I'm a Saudi. I'm a Saudi, native Saudi, and yes, I've been, studied abroad for some time. But Saudi Arabia is my country, and I work here. We have an office in Jeddah and Riyadh. And I'm sure you have been to Saudi to Aramco or something like that. My country is a very big country. It's a very big, very, very big. It's a continent, so it's the biggest country in the Middle East, in this part of the world. So I travel a lot between cities. So I'm based in Jeddah, and most of our clients are in this region. We call it the GCC countries, Gulf Cooperation countries, Saudi, Dubai, UAE, Kuwait, Oman, Bahrain. Yeah, this part.
Oh, man. I have 3 times was doing a wastewater. I guess it was a seminar. Someone had invited me to be a speaker, and it was supposed to be in Kuala Lumpur twice, and 1 year in Dubai, and I was not able to do it. They didn't have enough people to do each time, so I was all prepared. I was ready to go. I was getting my visa ready, and I never was able to get over there. The Saudi Aramco thing.
We'll have you come here, hopefully after the COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
we'll
love
invite you to one of our conferences here. Yeah.
Yes, I'd love to. Consider that accepted. I would love to be there for that, and water, wastewater, safety, whatever you got. I'm there. How many languages do you speak?
I speak basically. Arabic is my mother language, and I speak English. And I can manage a little bit in Hindi, in Urdu, and a little bit of Filipino Tagalog, because of the mingling with those nationalities. So I learned a lot of Hindi and Filipino, but my mother language is Arabic.
Okay, I knew that it's probably going to be a bunch, because truly a lot of the people that work in the Middle East, they're from all over the world, and they come to the Middle East to help support the system and work, because of the wages is so good. And for them, they think of it, well, I'll do a year over in the Middle East, or 2 years, whatever the contract is, and I'm almost set for life. That's really the mindset.
And that's why, you have, especially when you are dealing with so many of those nationalities who are workers or they don't know English much. You have to know how to communicate with them. So this is the market requirements. You have to communicate. You have to get your message across. So we learn that by experience. Yeah. I know you speak also different languages, isn't it?
I'm learning Spanish now. I'm really bad. And my French is it's because my French is elementary at best. And then now I'm taking Spanish, and I keep mixing the words, and my Spanish instructor is saying, hold on. I said, I'm sorry, it's French. So I have to keep going back.
I love both languages, really. Spanish is a beautiful language. Yeah,
it really is. It really is. So I'm doing my best.
You've been living, you said, in Florida, so it is easier for you to communicate there. Yeah,
absolutely. There's some parts of Florida where truly I need a translator to help me, because I'm definitely not that strong yet. But as they're helping me with the language, a lot of times there's no direct translation, so they have to give a story to just determine, like, permit required confined space. You may not have the direct words to translate to some of the hazards or some of the things that we talk about in that class. So I have to listen to them give a story on what this hazard control is, or something similar to that. So that's always new for me, is getting used to that, the translation from whenever I speak and hearing the translator.
Story always connect, and always connect with people. Yeah. Yeah. Stories are always telling so many things. I found it very useful tool when I, in my training and classes, when I use stories, always the story, it will always click with the people. Mm-hmm.
I noticed a lot of your reviews on your website about from past clients. One of the running themes that they've always had about you and your training has been that you've first sparked something in them that's causing them to want to go ahead and act safely. And then secondly, the other thing is it comes across as dynamic to them. So those are the two things I see the most from your reviews. And that's a skill.
That's beautiful. I mean, that's an amazing thing that you are saying. Probably you are looking at something that I have not looked at before. But yeah, I try to be always, talking to the humans, talking to the people, and enlightening their thinking, changing their paradigm, shifting their paradigm. giving them the other side, because I always tell them, when you do safety or when you promote safety within your company, you show that you are caring for your people, for your employees. And caring is very important, for the people. They will love to do work for you, and what's more beneficial for than happy people working for you.
Yeah.
So safety is the other side of is caring. Safety is caring. Yeah. And this is it. Yeah. I always tell people also, we are in the business of saving lives. Yeah. We are in the business of saving lives. So it's a very noble thing, but we have to keep that intention always, trying to save people's lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a noble work. Yeah. It's like a teaching. Teaching is I think if you ask me, what is the more noble work in the life, I would say teaching, so when you are a consultant or trainer or speaker, you're always also doing teaching, training, very noble work. Yeah.
Yes.
Educating people. So believe me, I meet some people like that I have trained maybe 15 years back, Sheldon. Yeah. And they still appreciate what, sometimes I forget their names, but they still appreciate, they remember my name.
Yeah.
So they made my life more joyful, and I feel that, I affected some of the people's life, gave them something that was useful, beneficial for them. You feel that, you are adding to life something good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful.
I'm sure you're having the same kind of feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the other part of the consultancy job.
Yeah, that's true. Any other parting words, TK, or tips or anything you have for people who want to either they just got into the business or they're thinking about getting into the business as being consultants?
Well, I would say it's not only the matter of a business and money. You have to look at the other sides, that, what you are adding to life, what you are affecting their people's lives. And money will come as soon as you're doing, don't think money much first. Money will come, but you think about the quality of the work. Think about what you're adding to the people, what's the effects of your work on the society. And you should have a passion for what you're doing. And things will follow up. And be systematic and learn from others as well, Be systematic and learn from others. And that's it. So this is what comes to my mind now.
Oh, excellent. I truly appreciate you being on this podcast with me and giving your perspective. I feel like you do. Just looking at what you do, I feel a kindred spirit, and I was really glad that you're able to come on with me.
Well, Sheldon, I really appreciate that we have made it finally, and let it be, the first but not the last. And from time to time, probably we can cooperate in doing kind of seminars or doing webinars. Probably we can do something on together very soon on environmental or something like that, for this part of the world. And now with the online things, we are not all limited to our part of the world, but we can cooperate more and more. So thank you very much indeed for your time and for your patience with me today.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Let me tell you something. I love your smile, man.
Oh, thank you. And yours too is just you see it and you're like, oh, I got to smile right back. I'm hooked.
You have a shining smile, man.
Oh, thank you. Well, you have a wonderful rest of your day, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Take care. We'll be in touch, yeah?
Yes, sir. Welcome back to the episode. I'm glad that you guys were able to listen to this one and really get a good understanding of how it is to be a safety consultant in other places in the U.S. So I really want to thank TK for helping me out on that one. The thing I want to add, maybe it's a tip of the week, maybe it's not, it's just a thought. One of the thoughts that I really got out of this was truly if you engage with your clients and you make your clients happy, they'll either keep coming back or they'll recommend you to other people or both. So imagine if not only do they keep coming back to you, but then now they're recommending people. And then each client that is brought to you through a recommendation, then they become new clients and you go through that process with them and they love you. And now they want you to come back and they're going to recommend you to other people and your business then starts growing that way. So I kind of got a good understanding of how TK's business started growing the way he has because of not only overperforming in what he does and people just like him and his leadership and everything else. You could truly go to his happy clients section of his website and you could see all those things written out. And that website again is SHEAC-SA.com. And I'm in the happy client section. And he's got clients such as Nestle and IKEA and Unilever and Saudi Aramco and just a bunch of others that have showed up here. So truly, that is the foundation, the grassroots of how do you actually grow your business? How do you get more and more people to come to you? And the bottom line to that is you're going to be able to stay employed for yourself. You're going to feed your family. And then therefore, you now can be like TK and I joked in the interview, we're unemployable because we just love the life and the lifestyle of being your own boss. So that's what I do. That's what I'm here for. So thank you, everybody, for listening to the Safety Consultant Podcast. I hope that this is an episode that you guys were able to really lock into. It was a wonderful guest, and I was glad that TK was here to make it even more fun for me because I love having fun with you guys and we talk. But when I have guests, that's even more fun, right? All right. So this week, you guys have your marching orders, which is make a client happy. Just one. Start with one client, make that one client happy, and see what happens with your business. All right. Well, have a wonderful time. Thank you so much for listening to me. Subscribe if you haven't before. Go ahead and whatever you're listening to me on, hit subscribe. Because it's statistically probable that if you're listening to me right now that you haven't really subscribed to my podcast. So statistically speaking, I should be telling you to subscribe. So go ahead and subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening to me from. If you get a chance, go ahead and give me a little bit of encouragement by writing in a comment. That'd be awesome. So thank you so much for that in advance. You can look me up at sheldonprimus.com. Of course, the safetyconsultant.tv. And with the Safety Consultant TV, it's a video on demand service. And you can have pretty much all you would need to get your mind thinking of starting a safety consulting business. OSHA compliance help is in there as well. And even mindfulness. One of the playlists in there is mindfulness for success. So those are the ways to hang out with me and find me. So you're going to go to safetyconsultant.tv. There's a 30-day free right now going on. You just have to do code consultant. So you're going to do the monthly plan and then just put in the code consultant and you will have 30 days free on that one. So kick the tires a little. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day, your week. Go get them.
This episode has been powered by Safety FM.